Guardians, what's up guys? Sly here, back at you with another Destiny video. So with the beta out on both sides of the spectrum, Xbox and PS4, we've all now had the time to soak it in a little and check out everything that has changed. And for those that follow the channel, you might remember a couple of key points that I brought up well over a month ago throughout a couple videos of mine. Number one, where's our DPS? The inclusion of 2 primary slots slashed our DPS in half easily. Add the fact that heavy weapons are basically pea shooters in Destiny 2, well, except the shotgun. The shotgun's awesome in PvP and PvE, by the way. And it's kind of comical that you're sitting there shooting a boss with your primary, like, tink, 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 tink. Take that, bad guy. I mean, this is like an Atheon-sized boss, and here he is taking submachine guns to the face. Like, what? Second, abilities. I talked about how slow abilities recharge this time around from the IGN videos, and now you guys can finally all agree with me. Getting your super at the end of a PvP game is not the most fun. Right when you think you'll be able to make, or take a game back, it's all supers all over the damn place, so that's not really the best way to play. Third, Hunter ability pales in comparison to the Warlock and the Titan. Now, I personally find that extremely satisfying, but for a new game, we really should all start a little more even. And finally, fourth, even though Trickle seems to be a permanent modifier in Destiny 2, when you finally do get your abilities, they are completely underpowered. Lots of flash, but that's about it. In PvP, if you use them right, I feel like they are all pretty even, which is fantastic. The Striker Titan does seem to have a little bit of an advantage, but it's nothing super overpowered. And the Gunslinger has been toned down a bit so that if you don't line up your shots correctly, another super can overtake it, which is something that I like. In a battle super versus super in Destiny 1, Gunslinger won every single time, unless you snuck in and Titan slammed or Nova bombed him from behind. But for the most part, you got shot in your animation before you could even get to there. And in PvE, the Dawnblade can literally throw a firebolt into a Major's face, use its entire super, and still not kill it. One enemy, one Major still alive after a super, and even red bars. If you hit 2 red bars at the same time with one swing of the sword, like one firebolt, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't even kill them. You have to then waste another swing of the sword so you can finally drop a few orbs for your teammates. By the time you do that, go back to the same area, readjust, swing again. It's basically a huge waste that could have been used elsewhere. Titan feels pretty good, and Arcstrider, in my opinion, feels the best in PvE, at least in my opinion. But the Dawnblade does need a bit of work. Grenades have been toned down a bunch all across the classes, but that's okay. They still work well enough, and I'm loving the Solar Grenade on the Warlock, by far my favorite so far. Axion Bolts and Scatter seem to work the best for the Voidwalker. Of course, the Lightning Grenade for the Titan and Magnetic Grenade for the Titan both work fantastic. I was completely wrong about the Magnetic Grenade, by the way. And then for the Hunter, their grenades still need a little bit of tweaking, I think. They're still a little slacking, so we'll see how that works out. And anyways, I like the new time to kill. Even when the game lags, it still gives you a fighting chance. And by the way, there was plenty of lag. Hand cannons are still pretty powerful in PvP if you use them right, and absolutely dominate in PvE. Guys, if you have not used a hand cannon in the Strike, check it out. I mean, absolutely nothing compares. In PvP, some weapons do need a bit of a pickup, but the headshot box overall seems smaller, and it counts more towards a quick kill than it used to. So if you can get back-to-back, multiple headshots, you can drop them pretty quick, even with a longer time to kill. Now, of course, this is just a beta, guys, and things are always subject to change. But with a month left, I personally do not see the Hunter ability getting changed. Its interaction, all the bugs that it's already went through, the tweaking, I think that's going to be a permanent fixture in Destiny 2. However, everything else can easily be adjusted. Heavy weapons can be picked up on the damage a bit, supers and abilities can be adjusted on both sides of the line, and weapons can be tuned. But again, I do think it's a little too late to see a change in weapon slots. I think that if Bungie had the power to change weapons individually in both PvP and PvE, then they should have kept PvE the way it was, with a primary, secondary, and heavy slot. And then in PvP, use what we have now, because personally, I like the 2 primary slots in PvP. It feels really good. And if you're out of range, you can switch to a scout rifle or a pulse rifle and then have a weapon that can hit at range. So long story short, most of my points I brought up well over a month or 2 ago have deemed themselves valid. And I was really hoping that I was wrong, but turns out I'm not. But what do you guys think? What are your complaints so far? The beta is short, I knew that, but I'd rather have more to discover in-game September 6th. By the way, I've had a bunch of requests to make videos on how to do the beta glitches, and personally guys, while I would love to give you guys more videos, I'm not really a fan of spreading that kind of stuff. There's tons of YouTubers who make living on exploiting games, and I just don't want to become one of them. In any case, that's a short list of my dislikes so far, and really they're not even dislikes, I'd call it more of, constructive criticism. I'll have a complete beta review at the end of the weekend after we see the farm, and if there are any secret activities Bungie might let us in on. So keep an eye out for that, and like I said, it's a beta, don't get so worked up on everything right now. Let's wait to see how Bungie reacts to the public's reviews and what they end up doing with that information. Hopefully they will change some things and change them for the better. But that's it for me, y'all. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You like the video, spank the thumb, and if you're new to the channel, drop a comment and say hi, and keep it here for all kinds of Destiny 2 videos. Take care, Guardians. Until next time, this is your boy Sly. Later, y'all.